Hi, everyone, and welcome to Authentic Ask, a podcast that dives into the most authentic parts of ourselves from people from diverse walks of life. Today, we have with us someone who is the founder of Sunshine Autism Care. She works actively towards making the autistic children independent, and she is someone who understands people better and is always keen on helping others through her work. So, please welcome with us Mrs. Nilanjana Rambothu. Hi, Auntie. Welcome to the show.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. What about you?
I'm always good. Thank you.
And thank you for joining the show. And I find your work really incredible for what you are doing for these children out there in this world.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So, Auntie, you have I find your topic very interesting because this is something the society needs to know more of. And I hope our viewers will love as well when they hear the entire episode. So, my first question for you will be, what inspired you to start working towards independence and meaningful engagement for autistic individuals?
See, frankly, when we talk about autism, one of the thing is being parents, we struggle a lot. We struggle to learn how to accept the diagnosis, and we struggle what exactly we can do for our children. So that is a big struggle because see, when I started this journey 20 years before, there was hardly any resource, no understanding, no proper guidance. And in this field, there is so much misguidance and inappropriate resources that we often parents get misled. So, being a student who had gone through several subjects in post graduation, psychology was one of the subjects. So, and it was my interest to learn psychology. So, it made me help understand what was lagging in our society, in our entire country, what was lagging. I went to different institutes to understand what they are doing. I went to a number of hospitals to know what they are doing. And I found a major gap in understanding our children. What the Western countries were doing, India was far lagging behind. So I made it a point because my son was already going to a mainstream, and in mainstream he suffered of abuse, and a lot of things are there. I don't want to go back to that. So I understood the proper kind of infrastructure what our children need to thrive. It's not there in India.
Yeah.
So I started studying. I went back to study. I was part of a lot of research, and then I got my degree to work as an official in this industry. And then I thought, what I as parent did not get,
Yeah.
I should make an infrastructure for parents to help their own children.
Wow.
Because in most special schools, parents are not allowed inside. Heavy drugs are given left, right, center with no basics. Parents are forced to take medicines for their child. So in the end, nothing works out.
Yeah.
Parents are frustrated and they start going into isolation.
Yeah.
So all my activities started empowering the parents. First, empower the parents. Then, the child centric work, and then the happy engagements.
Yeah.
Today I have day boarding school. I am learning, I'm teaching them to do the transition from adolescence to adulthood
Yeah.
so that they can live independently. Secondly, I have opened a jamming junction where they are trying to be more, sustain their independency.
Yeah.
The skills they have learned, they need to generalize. So that in that platform they are doing far better. I have Club Good Hope where they can, have a socialization factors.
Yeah.
From every part of society, people come and mix with them. In all of this, I find the energy of parents, which is in the early stages, slowly, gradually, it's not there when the children are being adult.
Yeah.
They're exhausted, they are burnout, There is no respite for the parents. They don't have a proper caregiving. So my every fight is to bring that in a proper infrastructure.
Yeah.
So I think that sums a lot.
That's actually important because it as a parent it does matter that children become independent in the end.
True, it as parents matter, but there is a cultural factor to it.
Yeah.
That is, uh, it's more woman-centric issue.
Yeah.
In the sense, no, I'm not being patriarchal. I'm not being feminist.
Yeah.
I'm just stating a fact.
Yeah.
This is a patriarchal society,
Yeah.
which believes when a child is there, so it's 100% epitome of a mother being the primary caregiver to nurture the child.
Yes.
In a way, it's true
Yeah.
because mother is the primary caregiver. But the society forgets the mother herself is struggling. Being daughter, she's always told that one day you will have your own home.
Yeah.
So the present one is not her home.
Yeah.
She doesn't know. So she is very happy to have a husband and go.
Yes.
Because marriage means upliftment in living,
Yeah.
living standards.
Yes.
Marriage in India is not that you get a companion and you are going to love the companionship.
Yeah.
Marriage is upliftment.
Yes.
Huh? Like everybody marries a rich guy,
Yes.
nobody marries a poor guy.
Yeah.
Okay? So that itself understands that it's upliftment of your
Status.
Yeah. But that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Again, a new kind of adjustment starts in believing that, okay, this is supposed to be my home, but this is not my home.
Yeah.
Struggle. Then you become mother. Again, a woman thinks the child will bring better things in life. Okay, a dream. But when you have a diagnosis that paper changes a woman's life forever. I won't say it doesn't do for the father. No, but is father making adjustments? He's in his own home.
Yeah.
He's not changing his lifestyle for anybody.
Yes.
Partly, but not much.
Yes.
As a woman has to change, man doesn't change as much.
Yes.
He's not answerable for changes.
Yes.
So when the diagnosis comes, it automatically goes into this factor that one will earn and another will look after the child.
Yes.
It readily comes, the onus comes on the mother.
Yeah.
Where is the father?
It's true.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah. So what happens? That woman who was dreaming to have a better life, her life comes to standstill. She's clueless now what to do. And believe me, the moment a child is having a diagnosis, a blame game starts. Oh, you, because of you, this is happening. Nobody says, okay, it can be a genetic disorder from my family side.
Yeah.
Why the blame? Because in India it's a culture to blame the weak. Anyway, that's a different
story.
Yeah. So a woman starts struggling emotionally, physically.
Mentally.
Well, that goes with the emotion. Financially. I was about to say actually financially. 90% of women are not job holders.
Yeah.
They are dependent.
Yes.
So even if they want some changes or betterment, they cannot because the rules and regulations are dictated terms to her. She doesn't have the freedom of choice.
Yeah.
What is better for her child has to be accepted by family members, only then she can do.
Yes.
She cannot make choice for, though she is looking after the child, but she doesn't have the freedom to make choices for her son or daughter.
Yes.
So that makes a very complicated parenting in India.
Yeah.
Again, Indian parents think food is not only comfort, that's the way to grow a child also.
Yeah.
So that can lead to a lot of complications.
Yeah.
Bad, poor diet and obesity can create havoc in a child's life, and forget about normal children also, but even more are children who are on disability.
Yeah.
So a woman, her life changes, her dreams crushed. Suddenly she is without an identity. She forgets who she is. Suddenly she is mother of a autistic child, and that's the way she is addressed. That woman just doesn't know which straw she needs to hold on to stay afloat.
Yeah.
Her world crashes.
Yeah.
So identity is lost. So it was my struggle again I struggled myself because I had to reclaim my own identity. I am who I am.
Mm.
Then I have roles to play on.
Yes.
I am somebody's daughter, I'm somebody's wife, I'm somebody's mother. But before that, I am what I am.
Yes.
If I don't have my identity, then I don't, cater to, emotionally I cannot cater, physically I cannot cater. So when I'm strong, I know how to deal with it strongly. That's it.
Yeah. This is what I think you remember I told at my Tanishq felicitation.
In fact, I got felicitated because of that reason only.
So I am very curious about it. Like, your jamming junctions are a beautiful concept. What was the vision behind creating a space where autistic people serve, perform, and interact confidently?
Okay. See, there's a notion that you will study, you'll get a degree, you enroll for employment, you earn, and then you actually support your own self in support and security.
Yeah.
What you are earning is a security.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't understand that children with autism cannot even reach there.
Yeah.
Okay. So if they cannot earn, if they cannot have an employment, then how they have a life of dignity?
Yes.
So I always felt that my child is profound.
Yeah.
He cannot even, I cannot forget about him. About me, I cannot leave him outside.
Yeah.
I know he'll be, I can't even imagine that.
Yeah.
Then how they'll survive in an environment if they don't have a place of engagement, how they will survive?
Yes.
So when I opened my adult unit, Saksham, I know my child can do a lot of things.
Yeah.
It may not be perfect like a neurotypical doing, but I understood that that's what makes him happy.
Yeah.
And I myself am a dancer, and I have friends who engage into musical things. So thought of this jamming junction.
Yeah.
We all want to jam.
Yes.
We friends want to sit, sing, dance, do whatever with singing. Music makes us happy.
Yes.
Music makes them happy. And my son is synthesizer player. He can also play drums.
Wow.
So that gave me an idea. Why not do a jamming junction? And in Saksham, they are learning how to be independent. Okay, all household chores they are learning, and they are learning cooking. Right now, they are doing non-flame cooking.
Yeah.
Like they are making rice, aloo chokha, sandwiches, coffee, tea. So for that, you don't need a flame.
Yeah.
Okay. So non-flame cooking they are learning. Right now I'll be teaching them how to make dosa and how to make idli. Okay, the chutney, they have made it actually.
Wow.
They are learning to make those, moody masala and all. Those doesn't require fire.
Yes.
Safe. So they are learning that. So that gave me an idea that when the jamming junction will happen, when we are jamming, we are having musty time, we do feel thirsty.
Yeah.
We do feel some for food.
Yeah.
They are making those savories and selling it to us.
Wow.
So with that concept, what we are trying to do, whatever the profit, it's their earning. It may not bring them livelihood. They may not understand the importance of the money they earned. but at least I could provide a dignity to them. Because those people who are buying, respecting their effort, that's what I wanted. And that's what Jamming Junction is all about.
That's really amazing, auntie. Someday I will join this jamming junction.
You follow the Facebook page. Right now it is monthly once because they are being trained.
Yeah.
And I have an intention of opening a cafe for them. So it will be full-time engagement.
That's
but even
really
if
good.
it's like this, I really don't mind. I'm enjoying that.
That's really amazing, auntie. So for next question, from your experience, what are common misconceptions people have about autism that need urgent correction?
The biggest thing is what they can is a very poor concept in everyone, parents, professionals, because the thing we want to teach to neurodiverse, like especially autism, is what we expect.
Yes.
We are with a dream.
Yes.
And we cannot shed this inhibition that what I could not achieve, why I can't for my child. Like Indian parents, for them parenting is groom your child so that tomorrow they earn and they support them in the old age.
Yeah.
But this concept is not there. They cannot.
Yes.
It's 24/7 for lifelong parenting, which is the bothering factor. So parents need to understand what you are expecting your child to learn does not comes with the fact that what you are expecting. It is understand your child, what they can, develop that. My child is good artist.
Yeah.
So I have taught him to be creative.
Yeah.
But the interesting part is he's a good illustrator. He knows graphics. He has learned and he does so much work on his computer. I also don't know how to do those. Frankly, he knows all of it.
That's great.
Yeah. So I developed that. It's a different story that in Indian market they don't know how to include your child. Because they're not even empathetic for normal kids who are graduate. उनके लिए job नहीं है. So forget about our children.
Yeah.
Now another problem is lot of parents think that at least anyhow class 10 pass कर लेंगे, then it will solve the problem because they may get government quota system में job. It doesn't serve neurodiverse. Because socially they are not there. Like my boy came over here to interact with you, but he didn't knew the way of interaction. He was excited in letting us know that he's excited, he's going to go with his sister and brother-in-law. But that's it.
Yeah.
We knew how to interact, but any new person who doesn't know about autism wouldn't be able to interact with them. And that puts them in an awkward situation. We don't know how to communicate or accommodate with an autistic individual. We expect them to interact and then we'll do. Nobody initiates communication with individuals with autism. And that's very pathetic. But then you are expecting him. It doesn't fit there. So parents need to understand along with, and I won't blame the parents. The one they reach out who will guide them scams them. Frankly, scams them. They tell such things which is not true. So there's a huge gap over here. No proper diagnosis happens. People are very, even not only doctors, now everybody is forcing children to have medicines, which is absolutely not necessary. But then if you tell the truth, you get demarcated. That's what is happening.
Yes.
So no proper guidance. Parents start believing something which is not correct. So it's a huge thing. It's just not one thing. There are many things which everybody needs to understand. And then we can make a better world.
That's really
So, Auntie, so how does real world interaction like serving food or playing music contribute to confidence and self worth amongst autistic individuals?
Yes. See, if you ever go into this world and mix with families, you'll see sharing is very difficult concept.
Yeah,
Why you need to share? Because in Indian culture, uh, you only share with very close one. You
Yeah.
feel confident one, but you are very sort of, I'll say, selfish only.
yeah,
You don't want to share with anyone. Unknown stranger, you won't like to share it,
yeah,
right? Uh, our culture and ethical sense is very diversified. It doesn't help anyone.
yes,
So that is not your family trend also.
yeah,
And especially when it comes to small children, all the family is like, "Arey de do, he's a child, give it." He doesn't learn value.
yeah,
The value system comes from family.
yeah,
So sharing is also value system. This is not there. You know what we teach instead? That you give, beggars something.
Yeah.
Then you're doing a good job. Like giving food, old clothes.
yes,
Then you're doing something good. No, that's not something good. You're doing it for one day.
yeah,
And then, so you're doing it for your own ego.
yes, I completely agree with you.
You're not helping. If you want to help, you want to do good job, then the biggest charity is your time. Give your time. That is the biggest charity, not the money. Money is a realist. You see, without finance, nothing happens, but your time is the one. Secondly, when it comes to sharing, sharing is, if you follow Buddhism,
Yeah,
sharing is a big part there.
yes,
Okay, the narrative is like that. When you share, your ego diminishes. You become a better person. My son shares, and that's a lovely part of it. He taught me that yes, children with autism can learn sharing, and that makes them a good person. People have more acceptance, not somebody who snatches.
yeah,
We don't indulge in behavior modification in India because behavior modification is a little difficult here because we know why. But behavior modification starts with waiting, sitting, asking, and sharing. That's the way it is. Okay?
wow. So, what roles do families, communities, and institutions play in supporting autonomy rather than dependency?
See, this is where the world of neurodiverse is very struggling because usually what happens in our country or worldwide, one who is able, like in disability sector also, if somebody has potential to move, everybody supports that person to move.
Yeah,
Okay, but just imagine who cannot, what happens to them?
yes,
The world is not ready to accept that.
yeah,
So dependency, if I say, parents struggle with this because no infrastructure in India is in support of the profoundness of any disorder or disability.
yes,
That is the biggest trouble because somewhere it is written off that they cannot do. So don't try. Children with autism don't get admissions in school. They don't get any social recognition, no social interaction. In fact, being parent of two, I remember my daughter being a neurotypical was invited to so many programs, but my son was not called because he was hyper.
yeah,
And hyperactivity is highly misunderstood.
yeah,
Okay. So that's it. I mean, society and it somewhere parents also have a problem, because parents are not ready to accept, they are not a better role model for the society.
Yeah.
Like, why will society do for me?
Mm.
Why will they think of us? They're looking at us.
Yeah.
We don't behave properly with our children.
Yeah.
So why will they do? So you have to become a role model to make them understand the vitality of it.
Yeah, because the children copy their parents.
Society looks at the parent.
Yeah. So another question that is coming to my mind, that how can workplaces, cafes or cultural spaces become more inclusive for neurodivergent individuals in practical everyday ways?
Structure. You see, every human being is dependent on structure system. They need highly visual clarification of workplace.
Yeah.
Okay, so usually what happens, suppose in a kitchen, every bottle is marked neatly. This is jeera powder, this is dhania powder, this is sugar, this is salt, this is turmeric. Everything is scheduled and structured in a rack. Down there, all utensils are clearly kept in a very demarcated places. Don't you find it easy?
Yeah.
But suppose anywhere anything is kept,
Yeah.
you get frustrated. How many times you'll ask, where is this, where is that?
Yes.
So when you are putting everything neat in order, that means you are using a structure system.
Yeah.
Children with neurodiverse can really find it helpful. So transitions, if you tell them in a predictable visual way, they can. So when in jamming junction, they may not be comfortable like you and me.
Yeah.
You have to give them break. You have to give them sensory breaks. Like when these occasions happen, suppose like my son,
Yeah.
small kids will be very random and they'll shout. He cannot take it.
Yeah.
So he always wears a headphone to cut the sound out. He's cooking, he's serving.
Yeah.
What do you need? So you have to understand their sensory disruptions and give that environment. They can do a lot of things. Whoever can, you can engage them.
Actually, all they need is patience, because I went to a wedding and there was this friend of mine who runs a restaurant, and he told that there are 2 or 3 autistic individuals who are working in his restaurant, and he told me that all they need is patience, nothing else. So do you agree with that?
Absolutely. It's just not patience, it's the structure system.
Yeah.
You structurally make it viable for them, they are independent. They'll do whatever they want. You can go on jamming junction and see that what's happening there.
Wow. That's really good. So what does success look like for your initiative in the long run? And how can listeners support or learn from this model?
See, success is very, I don't know what success is. If my child is happy, he's smiling, he's hugging, he's there doing everything without a struggle, I think that itself is success.
Yes, for every parent it is.
But our success does not end, because the real concern is what will happen after us.
Yes.
Because they have normal lifespan. Tomorrow we won't be there.
Yeah.
After us, they will be living minimum 15 to 30 years.
Yeah.
What will happen to them?
That's a real concern.
As parents, we struggle till our end. What after us? Who will feed them? Who will understand their struggle? Who will keep them happy? Who will keep them engaged? That's the botheration. There, how we get the success is the question. My fight is for that. Till the time we are there, they are happy, they are taken care of, everything is okay. Because finance, legal, medical, all these things are not much available for our children. They cannot fight for it. And the kind of tax we have to give, they cannot earn and give tax. So why the government is taxing us, we don't know. If we are saving for their security, we have to pay high amount of tax. Why? We are already a citizen paying taxes for
Yeah.
their medical education, and yet we have to pay tax. So if government is not understanding, who will be? I don't know.
Yeah. And I think that you are fighting for this beautiful cause. So,
Yeah, because I'm a parent.
and every parent has to.
This identity is so real with the womanhood.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. So, any message that you want to give to the viewers of Authentic Arts who is watching this episode?
Yes, your time is your charity. Give us that. I think that's what we all look forward to.
Yes.
Your time is going to change lives.
That's amazing. So, thank you so much for watching this episode so far. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And thank you so much, Auntie, for joining once again.
Thank you so much.
Audio Jungle.